24/2025. Mental health is real. Seek help, end the stigma. On the news this afternoon. NLC's call for boycott of telcos sparks debate. Subscribers to meet federal government for reversal of telco tariff hike. Poultry farmers in Oyibo say hundreds of birds have died from bird flu. On the foreign scene, US President Donald Trump pardons anti-abortion activist. I'm Ifechuku Moile with the news. Now, the call by the Nigeria Labour Congress NLC for Nigerians to prepare for a boycott of the telecommunications services has sparked debate. The NLC called for the boycott to protest the 50% tariff hike for telecom services approved by the Nigerian Communications Commission on Monday. However, many question if the boycott is possible since data and airtime are needed for everyday activities. Speaking on this, communications law and policy consultant Osondu Nwokoro told our correspondent that most Nigerians may not comply as it would disrupt their businesses.
What I know is that people who want to run their businesses are likely to carry on using the services, organizations and individuals. And if you have an emergency, you still need to make a call. So I'm not sure how successful that strike would be, call for the strike would be, because each person has his own issues he's trying to attend to. And NLC has never really succeeded. They've not really had a record of successful strike calls this time around.
Mr. Nwokoro also said telcos might not be impacted even if social services like healthcare, education, or other public services are disrupted. He further restated that a lawsuit against the telecommunication companies might not succeed because they followed due process to obtain approval for the tariff hike.
The approval was duly given under the law, and the process of approval was followed through. So, yeah, you can always go to court, but what the likelihood of the success of your claim is the other issue. And I do not know whether or not likely that any claim by the NLC or by SERAP on this matter for a reversal will be successful, because NCC, there's a defined process for approving tariffs. And this is an authorized specialized regulator who is given power under the law to do what has just been done.
Now, on his part, the president of the National Association of Telecommunications Subscribers, Adeolu Ogunbajo, criticized the NLC's call for a boycott, calling it rascality. He warned that such actions could harm investor confidence in Nigeria, especially as the government seeks more foreign investment. The NATCOM's president, however, said they plan to engage the NCC today for a possible reversal of the 50% tariff hike to 10%. He reiterated their call for telecoms operator to explore alternative funding options such as initial public offerings to raise capital. He also said if talks fail, they plan to file a lawsuit next week to challenge the decision. Now, yesterday, NLC President Joe Ajaero said the labor unions will meet and come up with a workable plan for the planned boycott. Speaking in a television interview, Mr. Ajaero argued that adding a hike in telecom services to the already high cost of living further impoverishes Nigerian workers.
This is a rate that is too high for us to bear. The issue of boycott is another industrial relations policy. You can adopt go slow, you can adopt absolute boycott. These are measures for you to establish your disenchantment with the policy. And I think the telecom should not behave as if they are living in the air or in the moon. They live in this country and they know what people are passing through. We are still consulting at all levels of the labor unions and the workers, and we'll come up with the most appropriate way to go.
Mr. Ajaero also said the tariff hike is unjustifiable as it disrupts the already agreed minimum wage, especially in the face of rising inflation and declining purchasing power. He insisted that all necessary stakeholders must be consulted first for an appropriate rate to be decided.
As long as they are ready to see the level of suffering by Nigerian workers and ditto Nigerian masses, in all their acts, whether in the electricity or telecom, it is clear for them to consult the appropriate stakeholders before taking this decision. We can't be doing abortion before pregnancy, announce it and you wait for a reaction, see whether you can reduce it or not. Ordinarily, the best way to go is to do proper consultation, and then we'll look at it. If it becomes necessary, at what percentage is it necessary? We'll be open and lay all the issues on the table.
The Trade Union Congress TUC Secretary General Nuhu Toro agrees with this.
What have they done? What have they put on the table? What can we celebrate to amount for a rise in tariff? I don't think this is ill time, and I don't think this is the right time for any tariff in Nigeria. They should provide service, quality service. If quality service is provided and there's any rise, people wouldn't complain. But you cannot surcharge people for services that is not guaranteed or services that quality is deficient. So until that is achieved, we strongly believe something needs to be done.
In the meantime, Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edu, says tariffs in the telecommunications sector will be reviewed periodically. Mr. Edu said this at the ongoing 2025 World Economic Forum, WEF, in Davos, Switzerland on Thursday. He said the 50% tariff is a starting point and urged telecommunication companies to enhance service delivery in line with the price increase. In another development, the River State chairman of Petroleum Product Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria, Petro One, Francis Dimba, says the increase in the pump price of petrol is due to market forces in the industry. Speaking in an interview with correspondent Yobiruware, Mr. Dimba said the international price of crude contributes to the slight increase.
What we are experiencing right now in terms of the little supposed increase in the price of fuel is the reality of the reflection or effect of the total subsidy removal on the price of petrol. It's a confirmation to us that the open market and market forces has come to stay. From time to time, you might get the price rising up, you might get the price going down, just like the price was going down some time ago.
The Petro One chairman, however, said the pump price of petrol slightly reduced on Thursday, adding that the price will continue to fluctuate due to market forces.
The price is actually cheaper today than what it was yesterday. So it's just going to remain like that, ups and down. It will not be steady. 500 refineries, the price will come down. It will come up small. It will come down. The thing is that it will be diving into a steady reduction. If the refineries, or most of the refineries are working, the competition will bring the price down, but market forces will still drive it up a little. The up pricing will not be like the reduction. Like now, what it was day before yesterday, the price is already coming down. Like today, the price is lower than what it was yesterday and day before yesterday.
Now, last Friday, the Dangote refinery increased its price of petrol from 899 naira to 955 naira, citing global crude oil price hike. The NNPCL also announced a pump price increase yesterday. Our correspondent visited some filling stations in the Port Harcourt metropolis today and visited yesterday and found most of them selling at 1,035 naira per litre. Away from that, as council chairman in River State mark their first 100 days in office, some residents say some of them have yet to carry out any significant infrastructural development. The residents who called on Nigeria Info FM's Morning Crossfire expressed their views on the performance of some local government chairmen. Others commended their chairman.
All the AGA chairmen are receiving direct allocation from the federal government. And so it is very necessary for all AGA to have their budget.
For some time, I am trying to abstain myself from this topic because I know a competent body has come to counter all AGA PTA chairman. Because ordinarily where I am in Obia, but there is nothing. Sometimes when we talk with life, we are critical. Maybe we are optimistic about the comment of the day.
I want to frankly thank the chairman of council for identifying a critical need in the education sector, which has to do with the provision of desks. Because it's so worrisome that you see students sitting on the floor.
I want to commend all the local government chairman. In my own local government, my local government chairman, all the development is going on. They should keep on the good work.
In other news, the chairman of Inter-Party Advisory Council IPAC in Rivers State, Soswema Osaro, says the authentic state chairman of the APC and PDP recognized by the body are Emeka Beke and Robinson Ewo. Mr. Osaro tells correspondent Yobioluware that IPAC is an organization that obeys court pronouncement. He said Emeka Beke and Robinson Ewo are among their authentic members.
Last year, there is a standing court judgment that enabled the emergence of Chief Emeka Beke as the state chairman of APC. And in line with that, IPAC received Chief Emeka Beke. Recently, we've also seen a court judgment that have allowed the emergence of Dr. Ewo as the acting chairman of PDP. And so, as an institution, we respect the rule of law. So, whoever that have emerged from these processes, we respect and we absorb and admit them. Prior to this moment, while they were in court, we have never recognized or worked with anybody.
As you may know, the APC and the PDP in Rivers State are divided. In the PDP, Chukwuemeka Aaron-led executive emerged after a state congress but was recently sacked by a court. To avoid a vacuum, some party members appointed the Robinson Ewo-led executive. The APC, the Tony Okocha-led executive emerged after a state congress but was sacked by a court, while Emeka Beke, who was earlier suspended, was later reinstated by the court but has not been recognized by the national body. Still to come, bird flu kills hundreds of birds in Oyibo, River State. Stay with us. You're welcome back, and now the rest of the news. Two pastors are now in police custody after they were arrested in the Rumunduru axis of Port Harcourt metropolis over allegations of engaging in diabolical acts. It is, however, not clear what their exact crime is. But the River State Police Command paraded the two men, Omoren Bassi and Elijah Anite, yesterday at the command headquarters. The spokesperson of the command, Grace Iringakoko, told newsmen that the suspects were accosted by community youth led by their president, Henry Wallo. SP Iringakoko listed some of the items discovered, including one cartridge, one sword, fake naval passport, photographs of different people, and one pair of a children's shoe. She, however, dismissed an online report that a live python and human skull were recovered in the church. Speaking to newsmen, Omar Mbassi of God's Deliverance Apostolic Church accused the Rumunduru community of setting him up because of a land dispute, adding that the items found in his church are used for spiritual work.
I'm a spiritual man. It's for prayer, it's for deliverance. So in case of any spiritual work, the way God directed you to save the life of people or deliver people, you can use. So they use this to set me up. So many people in that village are now healing people. I have been there for more than 17 to 16 years. Why they shouldn't come to bring this out? There are so many of them, and those things they have done, they go and pack it by themselves. They arrange it by themselves. This is a setup.
The other pastor, Elijah Anyete of Power of God House Ministry, said that he was in Mr. Bassey's church for a meeting when local vigilantes and community youth stormed the place.
What led to me here is he called me on Sunday. He had information from Captain from Lagos. I'm also an officer, so that they want to relate the meeting so that I should come early.
Why the church was raided.
We don't even allow fetish at night. If you want to do anything, come out openly, people say you. Why doing it at night? You call yourself a pastor. Then you are doing this. You are deceiving the masses. And see, every day might be for a thief. One day you'll be caught. The items I saw was all these fetish things. We saw gaskets, both on his own house and the other person's house, Mr. Elijah. We also saw one little okame, small ammunition. We also saw a sword. We saw a lot of fetish that I cannot even mention. We saw images, carved images that they used, the one they tie with red something on the eyes. A lot of things we saw in this house.
Moving on, some poultry farmers in Afam Oyibo local government area say hundreds of their birds have died following the outbreak of avian influenza, popularly known as bird flu. They told our correspondent.
So I don't know what to do now. So every day about 5 just like that. So I'm giving them
be stable, but at a time it doesn't work. But I don't know whether it's the kind of weather we are that is making it almost every first time of the year. But we always loses our chickens. I don't know whether it's air pollution or what that is affecting them. I have up to 500 birds, and the lady that speak to you have up to 250 birds. But at the moment now, I'm losing no less than 80 to 100 birds.
The River State Chairman, Poultry Association of Nigeria, Charles Afonwa, advised poultry farmers to improve on their biosecurity to put the situation under control.
Improve your biosecurity, who that is coming to your farm, and ensure that you use your disinfectants, mostly hand washing and feet washing, and ensure that it's not all legs that gets into your pen, and even your gate, ensure that there is complete disinfectant. These informations will have a platform for those registered ones, not that I am even they to that.
Recall that the State Ministry of Agriculture confirmed and out-quarantined the affected farm, with other measures being taken to prevent further spread. It also asked poultry farmers affected to reach out to the ministry for help. In business, Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo has directed the Nigerian Immigration Service to deploy new printers to the passport offices in the Nigerian consulate in Atlanta and New York, USA. This was contained in a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Alao Babatunde. In entertainment, American reality television star Kim Kardashian has reportedly lost around 150,000 followers after she posted an Inauguration Day photo of U.S. First Lady Melania Trump on her Instagram story. And now in sports and online video shows, Cameroonian footballer Samuel Eto'o reuniting with a security guard who turned out to be his former teammate. The security guard called Eto'o's name while he greeted fans outside an event in Douala. Mr. Eto'o recognized him, shook his hand, and hugged him warmly.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
U.S. President Donald Trump has pardoned 23 anti-abortion activists, including some convicted of blockading a reproductive health clinic and intimidating. For the news this afternoon, before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. The NLC on the foreign scene, U.S. President Trump has pardoned anti-abortion activists. The news was edited by Constance Iruelemega. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyali. Many thanks for listening.